you see a 13-year-old girl who has had an eye gouged out.
You see the worst things that can happen to people.
Or a 14-year-old girl who has been forced into prostitution.
But side by side with the worst of humanity, you see the very best.
She was a faceless, illiterate peasant girl from a nowhere village whose story of medieval suffering has changed lives around the world. She cried out for justice, faced down savage hatred, and even today she wakes in the knowledge that this day could be her last.
I was praying to God, please help me. This cannot be happening to me.
Mukhtar Mai grew up in the sun-scorched poverty of central Pakistan, in the village of Mirwala, where just being a woman can be a kind of curse. Here, centuries of tradition have ruled that women are almost less than human, the property of men. After her 12-year-old brother was falsely accused of a sexual indiscretion in 2002, Mukhtar, then 30, tried to smooth things over with her brother's accusers at a village council. What happened next was something she never could have imagined. Mukhtar was told she would have to pay for her brother's offense. She was dragged here to a nearby barn and raped by 4 of the men.
I beg them for mercy. For God's sake, don't do this to me.
After news of Mukhtar's fate spread around the world, New York Times columnist Nicholas Kristof decided to investigate and ended up playing a critical role in her life. When you first found her, she was a woman who had endured a gang rape.
Mukhtar has periodically talked about how she is herself deeply shamed by what happened. I mean, it is deeply embedded in her.
As strange as it might seem, deeply ingrained convention held that Mukhtar's rape had brought shame on her own family. She had just one way to restore her family's honor, as many had before her, by taking her own life.
She was originally going to kill herself. She thought about it, she was going to.
But while rapes in Pakistan usually go unreported, Mukhtar did something almost unheard of here. She decided to prosecute her attackers. It's hard for people outside of this place to understand what kind of courage that took.
It took unbelievable courage.
Courage because Mukhtar was turning tradition on its head. And after her rapists were found guilty and slammed in prison, many in her neighborhood and across Pakistan were enraged by her actions. That rage might have faded with her story if she had quietly melted back into her village life. But her legal victory, along with an $8,000 settlement, gave her new confidence to speak out and gradually pull back the veil.
I want to stop women from being exploited.
Instead of keeping the money for herself, she decided to spend it on the next generation of women in her village, to give them something she didn't have. Right beside her home, she started building a school for girls.
And then enrolled herself because she'd been illiterate. And when I first came, it was this room right here was the school.
Soon, funds were drying up, and with them Mukhtar's dreams. And that's where Kristof took up her cause. He wrote a column about her, appealing to his readers to help.
She was just desperate that she wanted this school to keep on. And then readers sent in a lot of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
It's all thanks to Nick that I was able to finish the school.
While she welcomes Kristof like long-lost family, he regards her as much more than just another story. There's something about her story keeps bringing you back.
She is utterly my hero.
And Mukhtar is not slowing down. She has now built 3 schools in all, a center for abused women, and a clinic offering free legal help.
I feel happy when Nick sees all the progress we have made.
In 5 years, she's just utterly transformed the area.
It's really beautiful up here. But up here, the beauty comes also with a story. A story that, from the top of Mukhtar's school, seems all too close.
If you look off in that direction, you see the house of her enemies, the clan that raped her.
There. That house there.
That little cluster of
right
homes.
Here.
just a stone's throw away. They raped her right there, and they want to kill her. And there are a lot of other people who want to kill her.
And so the courage that she needed, she still needs. It's not something that you need once.
She needs it every day.
For her to not only stay within a stone's throw of where her rapists are and to build this monument in their face, essentially. I don't know if I've ever heard of anything like this before. Most surprising of all, perhaps, is that Mukhtar is trying to enroll her rapist daughters in her schools.
Here's somebody who never went to school herself, and she believes in the transformative power of education.
Even for the family that's accused of her greatest suffering.
Exactly.
Kristof says he and others who care about Mukhtar have advised her to move away from Mirwala to a big city, away from the death threats.
And she refuses to because she says that women in the cities don't need her help. The people who really need her help are here in the countryside in the middle of nowhere.
I feel stronger because of all the support from around the world.
And so she's going to stay even at the risk of her life.
It's hard to imagine why Mukhtar might take that kind of risk. Hard to imagine a story as horrific as her own. But then this 17-year-old girl showed up on her doorstep with the kind of traumatic story that seems to prove Mukhtar's point.
And they kept raping me, one after the other.